This is the most terrifying monster I've ever seen. It has the appearance of a half-human and half-centipede. Don't attempt to look it in the eyes directly. If you do, it will pursue you down and not let you go. This group of people was carefully climbing the stairs, because this colossal monster was following them. The young man was so terrified so he fell. As a result, he had just raised his head when he saw the monster staring at him. He yelled loudly. His friends urged him to flee as soon as possible, but he was too terrified to respond, and couldn't hear anything at all. Seeing him on the verge of being eaten, at a critical juncture, the main actor Akira emerged to save him. But this enraged the monster. The monster began to move, it was ready to slaughter them all. Everyone was extremely scared and fled. We are about to die. They discovered a little tunnel and quickly ran into it to shelter. The monster's body was too enormous to enter the tunnel. But I already like you. They needed to find a way out as soon as possible. The young man exuded confidence, saying to be familiar with the area. But he quickly became disoriented. This place was a large labyrinth. He relied on his intuition to choose an arbitrary path. When they went straight ahead, they saw a coal car. He firmly affirmed that if they followed this track, they would find the way out. But they didn't begin to go, all of a sudden. It was that monster, it was already after them. Akira quickly sat on the coal car. The slope was underneath, they just sat on the train, and it could then begin. The monster would be unable to catch up. But the train was too old, so the wheel was jammed. Akira pushed the train with all of his strength. Finally, he was able to push the train before the monster came. All of them aboard the train hurriedly left here. But the monster behind them had yet forgiven them. A man unzipped the grenade-containing bag. Everyone hurriedly tossed these to the monster. The monster vanished with a loud bang. They seemed to be safe. But right after that, the monster suddenly surged out. It appears that it just took a shortcut to get here faster. Even more perilous is the fact that the track ahead had a broken section. No matter which way they selected, they would be in danger. They just had to risk their life. Fortunately, the train went over the monster's head, and they were able to escape one stage. But then, another issue arose. There was a dead end ahead. It was such a dilemma situation. But they had to keep moving. They plunged into the water after a loud crash. The monster that was scared of water had to leave. They were still alive. Akira began to practice martial arts seriously after this fight. His target was the monster's boss. This was a cursed island inhabited by the hordes of bloodsuckers. They subsisted on the blood of humans. When they stopped sucking blood, they would go insane and turn into a monster. Bloodsuckers could grow in size after mutating, and their fighting power rose as well. These bloodsuckers would obey the boss's direction. Boss had an immortal body and great strength. The only hobby of him was hunting down the lucky survivor and transforming them into bloodsuckers. The only thing that could defeat them was a potion known as 501. But it had been so long that no one had found it. The people who had been fortunate enough to live on the island were still at the fight with vampires. The main actor Akira was one of those survivors. He was the most powerful person. Seeing an increasing number of vampires, Akira understood that defeating that boss was imperative or humankind would perish. It was not possible to find medications immediately away. After overcoming several challenges, Akira and his friends arrived at a cave where the potion was hidden as in the legend. This place was soon taken over by vampires though. But Akira was not scared. He could slay a swarm of vampires by himself with just a single blade. They began to go ahead. They had no idea how far they had gone until they came upon a laboratory. There were several types of bottles here. Akira eventually found out the 501 potion after several hours of searching. They all were glad. Suddenly, a man with a blade in his hand approached them step by step. He was Akira's elder brother. He was also a faithful underling of the vampire. His target was to destroy this potion. Akira's brother was a formidable opponent. Akira was no match for him. Akira's weapon was shattered after a few rounds of battling. Fortunately, his friend who risked their lives were able to rescue his life. The fight was done. Akira's brother took the potion and left. But his friend would never wake up again. I won't let you die in vain. This was a fight that couldn't possibly go wrong. Akira drew his long sword in the face of a blood-sucking monster as his elder brother. This was the world's closest relationship. Why would they want to fight each other? Because Akira's brother did not just murder his friend. He also took the soul potion that could defeat the vampire. Akira's eyes were full of rage. In the blink of an eye, the two fought for hundreds of rounds. Akira hit harder and harder, and one kick of him knocked his elder brother out. After that, his elder brother inexplicably vanished. Feeling something was wrong, the main actor swiftly followed the trace and entered a cave. Suddenly, that was his elder brother. They both fought again. During the fight, a pillar collapsed unexpectedly. Akira's elder brother immediately ran out to rescue Akira. Actually, his elder brother had no bad intention. He only wanted to utilize himself as an experiment, to make the main actor be stronger. In the end, Akira's elder brother gave him the potion. And the elder brother passed away. Akira was drowning in pain, there was no way to overcome. Suddenly, the vampire boss emerged from the darkness. It turned out that he had been observing this fight between them from afar. Simultaneously, more subordinates were dispatched to hunt human beings. Could humankind survive in the face of a powerful opponent like that? About Akira, after getting the potion back. Was it possible to defeat the vampire boss while avoiding getting assimilated by him? We don't know how the film ends. The film Monster Island is a film based on the anime series of the same name. The end of the film is unclear. Actually, I don't know as well, but I believe Akira will win. Or he could be transformed.